to Oxford. I've been living back at home for just over a month now and experiencing winter in all her glory. After studying abroad for 4 years and taking a gap year before that, this is actually my first full winter in almost 5 years. I'm remembering how much strength it takes to be a person living under seasonality. How you don't know if you're actually a happy and optimistic person until you have to go a whole week with no sunshine, a whole month with just a few hours of daylight. Only then is your optimism tested, such that you can indeed declare that you are an optimistic person. I've definitely experienced some winter blues, what with it being harder to drag myself out in the cold and darkness to exercise, or to travel further to see friends. That, paired with being back in my hometown with just my parents and a few friends in the town, has meant that my time here has taken on a note of hibernation. I genuinely feel like I live at my desk, tapping away at interesting projects, doing virtual book clubs with friends, or if you've been watching my recent videos, you'd know how I'm exploring my career endeavours and really making an effort to connect with more working professionals in my field. In between networking, taking photos for LinkedIn, I find that I'm quite content spending my alone time reading good books, journaling, meditating, and doing yoga. During university, I couldn't really spend that much time alone because I always had roommates, so in a way, it's nice to do the opposite here. The last few weeks have also been marked by seemingly endless apartment hunting in London. When people told me that the housing market in London was bad, I thought it was something that everyone said about every city. But little did I know that London is indeed a different kettle of fish. I've been to 15 flat viewings, been shepherded through 20-minute time slots where I'm competing with 50 other potential tenants, and I have to be willing to pay more than I'd quite like. But I felt this really strong gut feeling back in December to move to London, and I can't describe why, but it really feels right. Like my whole life, I have never liked London as a city, so it's quite confusing to myself that I want to move there, but yeah, I'm so excited for all the new chapters ahead, and you've got to trust your gut. In being back in the UK, one of my biggest goals for the year was to visit one of my dear friends Ruby at university at least once. Ruby and I have been friends since we were 17, and we've grown in such comfortingly similar ways across the last few years. We've both always loved learning and school, we both love books and words and reflecting on the world, and Ruby is one of those people who fills me with such natural lightness and joy whenever I see her. I genuinely couldn't wait to see her again, so let's go to Oxford. Time for tea with one of my Minerva friends. Before meeting Ruby, I was lucky enough to go for tea with one of my Minerva friends who is studying a master's at Oxford. 3 people from our class are studying postgrad at Oxford, and it is so refreshing catching up with people who lived the same, quite unique degree as me the last 4 years. Jade is such a gem. It's so beautiful, Jade! Jade, how are you finding Oxford?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I do miss a lot about Minerva.
Like me.
There is something special about just living with like all of our friends.
Yeah.
All the time in one place, you know?
Community. It's like watching Ruby's vlogs. I'm gonna do like a coming in. Yay! Wow, it's so cool because I've seen Ruby's room in videos, and here it is. Yeah. Wait, can I get a shot of your beautiful wall?
Please. The number of Shakespeare references on there is slightly embarrassing.
My first night with Ruby was defined by our ability to talk at length and forget the rest of the world even existed. We perched on her bed talking and spoke for so long that we feared restaurants might close soon, and we even had to set a timer so we didn't get lost in conversation again. When we finally arrived at the restaurant, we realised there was a 40-minute wait to sit down, but honestly, we really didn't mind because we could just stand there waiting and talk. Ruby is such a present human. When you're talking to her, she gives you her full attention, and I appreciate that deeply. That night, we also experienced the craziest serendipity and kindness of strangers. Ruby, what's just happened?
So we met the loveliest person in Noop's Hot Chocolate, and Patricia has just emailed us a voucher for afternoon tea.
Like, we're truly in shock. That is so generous. I don't think anyone's ever done this ever. This is
never.
so like
I don't even know what to say. Like, we just kind of sat here looking at it like,
yeah,
how do we
it's
respond?
so
Like,
generous and kind.
Like, Patricia.
Like genuinely, like how can someone
Yeah,
like
literally how?
yeah. So we're currently looking at if we can book it for tomorrow, which would be such a special way to spend the day together because we both love tea, and apparently they have a fully vegan option, which is so wonderful and rare to have afternoon tea that's vegan. So wow,
Yeah.
the fact that she even like looked that up.
She checked as well. She literally said like they have a fully vegan option.
So happy.
You're so cute.
That next morning, Ruby truly fulfilled her role as tour guide and took me to some of her favourite spots, including this cute little cafe Nero to try their vegan raspberry croissant. I can confirm it was truly so delicious. You need fellow vegan friends who are looking out for you. Very cinnamony and spiced, it's lovely. Oh, it has raspberry jam.
And it's probably like this is the best vegan pasta, right? How good is that? Like it's one of those things that every time you're not eating it, you're craving it.
This marked the start of an absolutely jam-packed day. When I visit friends, I'm much more interested in seeing the spots which are meaningful to them, rather than doing anything touristy. I just love being able to imagine their daily lives, knowing the places they might go when they're feeling down, the cozy nooks where they share conversations with friends, and the spaces that have become part of their routines. Ruby took me to the covered market, to her favourite bookshop Blackwell's, and to a special park inside Magdalen College. Last time I was here was for my interview at Magdalen.
Wait, you interviewed at Magdalen?
I applied for Brasenose, but you know you interview in like 2 other colleges randomly, so
Yeah.
I was interviewed here. Traumatizing experience.
Oh my god.
That building there. But I never saw the deer, and it was quite late at night. I think it was
Oh my gosh, they're all really congregated.
yeah, they really are. I suppose that they're deer. They look like
Turnips. Do you know the story?
lambs. No.
So during the war, all like livestock had to be registered so that the government could use like the livestock for rations. They didn't want the deer to be killed for so instead they registered them all as turnips.
Oh my
So it
gosh.
came out that they had like 20 turnips at Magdalen, but that wasn't enough to constitute like them having to
Oh, smart.
the deer.
What would your Patronus be, Ruby?
I did the test and I was an otter.
Oh, an otter! That's so cute. I think you told me that.
Maybe mine's not an otter anymore because your soul keeps on changing.
Do you still feel like an otter?
I don't know.
Or do you feel changed?
Do I feel altered? Maybe I don't actually know. I feel like a robin. I feel connected to the robin.
I like that. Perhaps if you've been following me for a few years, you'd know that I was rejected from Oxford University back when I was 17. Both me and Ruby had set our hopes on the university and we were both painfully rejected, and at the time it was such a point of bonding for us to navigate the sadness of losing this imagined life for ourselves. That's why this trip feels even more poignant, because Ruby did it. Like, she's here, and she's here in the timing and point of life that serves her. I can't describe how proud it makes me, like on behalf of baby Jade and baby Ruby, to see her thriving in Oxford. I'll be honest, I wondered if in coming here I'd feel any hints of jealousy or a pang of what could have been, but I say this truthfully that it didn't even cross my mind once. I felt so at peace with how my life turned out. I actually really don't believe that Oxford was the right place for me at that time. I think about how grade obsessed I was back at 17 and how maybe the hyper-academic environment at Oxford might have heightened that, and how instead I ended up broadening my entire perspective of myself and the world at Minerva with so many people now that I just can't imagine not knowing. I am an infinitely different Jade because of the wonderful redirection that rejection offered me. So this is your reminder to trust the process. Trust what life gives you, because you never know how it might be exactly what you need, but cannot yet foresee. Guys, this is so special. Ruby, what do we have?
Okay, I'm going to do the tour that Jade just did. Okay, so on the bottom we've got a beautiful selection of finger sandwiches. We've got cucumber and vegan cream cheese. We've got harissa and avocado. We've got vegan cheese. Beautiful napkin basket. Warming. Like, oh my gosh, that's so warm.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. They're like hot water bottles. Wow. Cream and jam. And then on the top, the most delectable selection. Wow. The macaroni just looks so good.
It looks amazing. And this is all vegan. Thank you, Patricia.
Patricia, thank you.
Jade green. It's so like satisfyingly big, this mug. Very good. It's like soft, like kind of light.
Exactly what you want in a Jade tea. With notes of chestnut.
Yes.
And cut grass.
And
it is that
bean.
Do I taste a bean?
Ruby and I were simply in awe of this experience, and that a stranger was kind enough and thoughtful enough to have arranged it for us. We spoke a lot about how receiving goodness inspires you to also want to give others goodness, and how kindness can therefore infinitely make the world a better place because it only inspires more kindness. I love how when I'm with Ruby, we can go from having the deepest conversations about life's purpose to joking about the contents of green bean tea to discussing our favourite literature, and then back to just laughing again. It feels like there's always so much to say, and I feel so lucky to have her as a friend. Ruby, do a little jig with me. In the evening, we attended the formal dinner at Jesus College, and it was such a gorgeous hall and vegan dinner. Do we just choose where to sit? Oh wow! Very well done. Guys, you will never believe the serendipity of life. So Ruby just came to drop me off at the high street, and then who do we meet right at the drop-off point? Giselle again. And Giselle, like, is living on the way to the train station.
Yeah.
So she's
Come
gonna
on.
walk me.
I'll take you the rest of the way.
It's amazing, and so I'm ending the trip how it started. Very full circle. Yeah, but it's been so nice. I feel like I've been here for a week.
It's been so wonderful. Honestly, I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you. Oh. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sending you the biggest hugs from afar. Bye!